I'm very pleased to give you a brief introduction of our network game project. First, there are 3 group members in our development team, Zihan Wang, Bohan Wang, and Yang Sun. Our project starts from first week, so the time for our development is quite limited, but we try our best to get a good result. First, let's see the game mechanism. Our game is an asymmetric strategy tower defense game, which means that players can either play tower or tank. And we combine the features of RTS games such as Warcraft 3 and tower defense games such as Plants vs Zombies to get our new game mode. So here is the draft of our battlefield. We can see that players can put the tanks on the red zone, and the base and towers are located on the blue zone. So the victory condition for both sides are quite different. For the tower, we require them to protect the base in limited time, or we can say that they accumulate enough money. For the tank, we require them to destroy the base, or let's say they capture enough resources. So the way to decide how many they get in limited time is by judging the resource points. And the tank, they can get amount of resources according to the number of towers, so that we can balance the game. The more towers you have, the more tanks, the more resources tanks can get. Also, the units are quite different. We combine units with different commands, so that means the players can choose different AIs for tank and tower, so they can influence the ways they attack or move. Also, we are going to group the units into a squad, and the squad just move attack together, so that they can give them extra buffer to their movements or attack. This is the network part. First, we sync the transform of every object at the beginning, but we found it will generate a huge data to sync. Also, the particle system is quite hard to sync, and sometimes we found that the movements are not continuous. Also, if we want to synchronize other data, so we have to steal other kinds of data to sync. So we made the structure of our game like this. There are mainly 3 parts. First is UI part, and second is game controller part, and third is network controller. We can see there are 2 kinds of objects. First is player objects, which is controlled by you. So we can see there is AI under the game objects. AI can decide the states of objects, and the states and game objects just do the behavior according to the status. And there's also another kind of object, which is enemy objects. That is the objects controlled by your enemy. So we can see there's no AI under the enemy objects. The status of these objects is synchronized through the network, so they only do the behavior. And also, there's a game map. In order to guarantee there is no collisions between both sides, we should guarantee the map share the same information. So since we synchronize the status, we can find that we reduce a huge amount of data transfer. Also, the game object has only to move according to the status. And map sync is that since the both sides have to share strictly the same information, so they have to request a lock for the map if they want to move or they want to build. So, for example, if tank wants to move from A to B, and tower wants to create at B, so there's a collision. They have to request for the map lock. Let's say, for example, the tank requests the lock first. We can see that the tank can just move while the tower failed his creation. Okay, here is a simple demo of our game. Currently we have built 3 kinds of towers, and we have built 3 kinds of tanks, and they have their own ways to attack. And this is our UI. We can see on the top left corner is the resources, and on the left the build panel. We can choose the type of tower, also the command of tower. On the right part is the mini map. The user can just click on the mini map so they can locate their cameras to the places. So it's very convenient. So that's pretty much what we have done by now. And we are going to add more kinds of tanks and more ways to attack. Also, we are going to strengthen our network transfer. So, any questions?
Show the game.
Show the game.
Okay, no problem.
Is this a PvP?
We use Unity network
Are you
model.
making it like player versus player, or how many players do you have in this game?
Currently, we only have two,
Yeah, we
but
only have two.
we also support more players.
Yeah.
So the question I would have is what happens if you have more than 2 players, what happens with the rest of the people? So you're playing like with 3 people, one of them disappears. What do you do then?
We will fix that, maybe the dead reckon, but currently we didn't add this part.
Yeah.
Maybe we will let them stop and have to let the player have to reconnect to the server.
No, but what happens with the other 2 people who are playing at that point? So there's the person who disappears, they quit or whatever, run away. But what happens with the game for the other 2 people who still want to play, but dude left?
We will create a player AI maybe later, but currently we just do the 2-player part. Just do the network part of our game, and then we will detailed define of our gameplay part.
Will you open the server?
No,
Okay. So this is the tower's AI, and this is the type of tower. So this is the base and the resource points. The resource points can generate the resources for us to build the tank tower.
you can see the mini map. Right here are tanks, the red one. Currently the tower is too powerful.
The resource is limited, so we can't build too much power right
This
now.
the tank is directly attack the Earth. That's if our base is destroyed, and maybe the tank will win. And you can see that that's the tank is attacking the result point.
Is there any sound in the game?
No sound. Currently no.
Yeah, currently
we
no
have
sound.
not considered that. We'll add it.
So you started this game right at the start of the semester?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first week.
First week? Fourth.
Who did the art on this then?
We don't have art.
Okay.
So you guys do everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do
All
have.
3 of you?
Yeah.
So 55 versus 3?
Well, these guys are providing networking support for a game that's going to have 12 months of work on it. This is a 1 semester project. So I love both those types of projects are okay in this time. challenge? What's the biggest challenge in networking that you've had?
Well, I think it's the map sync status because both sides want to build for the same places. But when tank move to here, when you build a tank, sometimes there may be collisions. So before every move or every build, we have to check if the map is locked. So to synchronize the information for both sides is quite hard. And also in order to reduce the map sync status, we choose to sync the status, well not the positions of every object. If there are too many objects, it will be not also continuous. So sometimes we found that the status can be unreliable, but we have to remain the map information to be reliable.
So why did you choose like pessimistic locking like versus like a vector block or something else?
Why do I choose the map block?
No, yeah. Why did you use pessimistic locking?
Yeah.
There are other strategies for essentially managing this concurrency.
Well, we tried. I tried some methods, but they all failed. So I choose to lock the map. And
the time is also limited. Some other good way need lots of code and tests. So this way is better in the limited time, I think.
So what is the trade-off? What do you think what's going to be the trade-off for using it? I mean, pessimistic locking is simple. What's
Yeah.
your trade-off?
I think maybe the two parties not very balanced. And if there are more players, maybe the server is the most powerful side.
Sure. The other one is essentially with pessimistic locking. What you do right now, you're going to make your latencies a lot worse. Because you're going to have to unlock. If you don't unlock, you have timeouts. So your latencies will be, while you're working really hard to reduce your latencies, you're building latency into your code.
yeah. So every time the map information has changed, we will unlock the tiles, unlock the map.
Sure, but once you lose clients, if somebody locked it and then it disappeared, then you have no ability to unlock until timeout.
Yeah.
This is the direct.
Something to think about. You're not going to solve it now.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.